Hey guys, let's answer question number 1 here. So this problem looks a little more complicated. I got parentheses, I got more numbers. So anytime we see those parentheses, we know we want to distribute. So we want to take the number in front of the parentheses and I want to multiply it by everything inside the parentheses, right? I like to put those little arrows to just remind me I'm multiplying it by both numbers here. And I like to put the little time symbol. We don't want to add, we want to multiply. So 3 times 2n is 6n. 3 times, I like to think of that minus sign as a negative, right? So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. If you thought about it as a minus sign, you could just bring it down and didn't do 3 times 5 is 15. But again, I like to think of that minus as a negative. So negative 2 times 4n is negative 8n. And then negative 2 times, I'm going to think of it as a negative 2. A negative times a negative is a positive, right? So I distributed, but I had this negative 9 at the beginning, right? I got to bring that down as well. So now I look at both sides and I say, is there anything I can, combine together or simplify here? Well, on the left side, I got two numbers without variables, right? These are like terms. I can add them together. So negative 9 plus negative 15, I'm going to add them, is negative 24. Okay, bring everything else down. Now I have variables on both sides, right? This is where I say which variable is smaller, because that's usually the one I want to bring over. So a negative 8n is smaller than a 6n. So to cancel out this negative 8n, I'm going to add 8n to both sides. I want it to add it to the one that has the variable, right? So this cancels out. I get 14n. I'm going to bring down my negative 24. See, I'm keeping everything neat and organized here. Bring down my positive 4. Now this is a two-step equation. So I look at this side with the variable and I say, what can I get rid of by adding or subtracting? Well, I can't get rid of the 14 because that's 14 times n. I got to wait on that. To get rid of this negative 24, I'm going to cancel it out by adding it. Negative 24 plus positive 24 cancels out, right? So I'm going to add it to both sides. This side cancels out. I'm going to bring down my 14n. I get 28 over here. And to undo this multiplication, 14 times n, I want to do the opposite. I want to divide. And some people ask me, why does that cancel out over there? Well, 14 divided by 14 is a 1n, or another way to write 1n is just n, right? So it does cancel out. And 28 divided by 14 is 2. Now, if we take that 2 and we plug it back in, let's see if it checks out. I'm not going to show all this, but if you check the work, it's going to work. So ready? We're going to plug this 2 in for this n here. So 2 times 2 is 4, right? 4 minus 5 is negative 1, so I'm in the parentheses here. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, and negative 3 plus negative 9 is negative 12. So on the left side, I get negative 12. On this side, I'm going to do 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6, and then 6 times negative 2 is also negative 12. The only number in the world that I can plug in to make both sides of the equation equal, to make them equal, is 2. And if I do that, I get negative 12 on each side. Hope that helps.